Okay, hello and welcome everyone to Browser versus Apps Closing the Gap. My name is Mike DeMarco. I'm the Director of Media here at Fiddlefly. I'll be the one leading your presentation today. We want to thank everyone who showed up on time. We are waiting for just a few more people to show up before we launch right into this. And while we're waiting for everybody, let me go ahead and just address the audience that we have here. We got an absolutely great response this time, so we want to thank you all for that. Um, and we took a look at the demographic here, and we got a pretty diverse group. So there's a whole different cross section here. Some of you are returning users who have been on our presentations before, so we hope we can keep the level up nice and high for you guys. Some of you may work at agencies who have clients of their own who are looking for mobile projects done. You may be looking for partnerships or maybe just be looking for some advice on the market. And others, we saw independent designers and small businesses who may just be looking for design tips for their own sites. So we're going to try to give you all a little bit of something that's a little bit individually focused for you. Um, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the education portion of the presentation, which is going to be about 30 minutes long. And right at the end of the presentation, if we have some time left, we're going to do a live Q&A. So I think everyone who is going to be here is just about here. So we're going to go ahead and launch right into this. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what we're talking about here is browser versus apps and closing the gap between the two. Now, what does that mean? This is not a presentation here today where we're going to try to sway you on going with an app or going with a browser-based site. That's an argument we've made before. It's certainly something we can give you some advice on if you come to us. But the good news here is that the market has sort of evolved to a place where that argument is becoming pretty formulaic. There's a pretty good algorithm that you can basically put yourself through where you can know if you can get away with having a mobile site only or if you actually need an app. There's certain things that apps can do that mobile sites can't do, and there's certain things that mobile sites are going to just save you a ton of time and money and are just a better choice for. And like I said, that's something that we can certainly sit down with you and help you decide. But that's not what we're here today to do. What we're here today to talk about is how we can create better experiences when users are moving between the two spaces. So what we mean by that is if you are running an ad on a native app and your users are clicking on that ad and coming to your content, we want to get them to not only just stick around, we want to get them to take the actions that we want them to take. We want to create real outcomes for these users that are coming from this rich app experience and landing on your browser-based site. So how do we create content that does that? So the first thing that we obviously have to talk about when we're talking about moving between these two spaces is how do you make mobile ads that work? A lot of people are putting mobile ads out there, but not a lot of people are doing it well. So how do we create mobile ads that are actually going to lead to conversions and the outcomes that we want to create? So if you've basically read or listened or heard anything that we've talked about for the past year or so, you've heard us say this a million times, and you'll probably hear us say it a million times again. It's all about targeting. Mobile's biggest weapon is that you can target content to the nth degree. Never before with any platform have we had the opportunity to target our messaging like we can with mobile. Not only can you target your content by choosing apps and experiences that are in line with your particular content, you can target location, you can target time of day, you can target the specific type of user, you can target their buying habits, you can target their previous experiences on mobile. This is not something anymore that we have to use as a shotgun blast of just trying to get impressions from as many places as possible. We can hyper target these ads to the specific demographic, the specific person, the specific mind frame, the specific time of day, exactly who we want to be talking to, we can be talking to using these ads. And if you're not doing that, then there's almost no point in doing mobile advertising. I mean, targeted ads, especially location-based targeted ads, have been shown to have almost double the click-through rate of mobile ads that aren't targeted. If you're not taking advantage of something that can double your click-through rate, then there's no purpose in doing this. So targeting is the biggest weapon you can possibly have. Now, just as important as targeting your messaging is to create messaging people actually want to click. Um, when we're doing mobile banner ads, just like desktop, the vast majority are going to be completely ignored. The difference is in mobile, more often than not, you can get an accidental tap than you can get an accidental click on a banner ad for desktop. So a lot of marketers will put these banner ads out there that are pretty intrusive and just big branding images that they know will get an accidental tap, or they'll catch somebody's eye and get a tap. But the fact of the matter is, when you get those taps, those aren't interested taps. Almost half of mobile banner ad taps are accidental, and up to 80% of mobile users report completely ignoring banner ads altogether. So when we create these banner ads, if that's what you're going to go with, we need to create a reason for these users to tap these ads. We can't just create branding with an image, in this Nike swoosh here, versus an ad where you can give someone a real reason to click. On the right here, we have not just Nike has a new line of shoes. It's if I tap this ad, I know I'm going to get 20% off my sneakers. That is an ad that people are going to want to tap. People will follow your messaging if you offer them a reason to do so immediately. Otherwise, sure, they might have the thought in their head that this company has a new product, or, oh, that's right, I saw those shoes earlier, but they're not going to take action right away. And when you are a mobile, you're an action oriented user. People on mobile, even if you're doing research, you're an action oriented research. You are an aggressive consumer of that information. You're not sitting there just sifting through. What you want is to take action and to take it now. So if you're doing these banner ads, give them something that they're going to get right away. Give them an outcome that's going to happen. They are going to get 20% off these shoes right now. And then, of course, we have to choose what kind of ads we want to run. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can do the pre-roll, you can do the banner ads. There's a lot of different things, and there's a lot of great companies that are, working on coming up with better ways to do this. Millennial Media here in Baltimore is one of them. They're a great company. We always recommend people check them out. So just a quick little tip is that we've seen that interstitials are getting a much better conversion rate than banner ads are right now. That's something that may change over time. Right now, what we're seeing is that mobile users who see banner ads see them as an intrusive element. They see that as an annoyance. Whereas with interstitials, they are treating it more as a trade-off to get the content that they want. So it's just a tip that you might want to pick up and experiment with. But just like anything, experiment with as many different possibilities as you can. Just like the ability to target on mobile is the ability to track. We can track everything to a degree we've never been able to do so before. So try out a lot of different avenues. See if you can find the one that's working best for you, and then push hard with that. And right now, interstitials are kind of the way to go. So we recommend trying that out. Users will be more open to taking a look at this ad, but they're still going to want to get something out of it. They're not going to just accept that because this ad is a trade-off for their content, that the product is good. You need to offer them something every single time. So now that you've got them, how do you keep them there? This is a mistake that we're seeing marketers making every single day. I mean, if you need proof, go right over to our friends over at Mobile Marketer. Every single day, they're publishing an article about a company that's putting out a mobile banner ad that's leading to a non-optimized site, or that's leading to the homepage of their site versus the landing page for the particular deal. It's happening every single day with really, really smart companies that are just not getting this. So the first thing is consistency. You have to be consistent from when a user sees this ad and taps on it. They need to land where they expect that they're going to land. If a user sees an ad like this one that is 35% off toys at Toys R Us, this is an ad that Toys R Us ran a few months back. When they tap on this ad, they should have the idea in their head of what they're going to land on, and that's what they should be getting, or as close to it as possible. You cannot let somebody tap on an ad like this and land in an unfamiliar place. You will lose them right away. If you don't already know that Toys R Us is having this sale, and this is the first exposure you've had to it, and the second exposure you have with Toys R Us is the homepage of their site, you're not going to go digging through their site to try to find this particular sale. You're going to disappear. This right here on the right is actually what Toys R Us did. Toys R Us put out this ad for 35% off toys. When the ad was tapped, it led to this site. This is nothing but a catalog of toys. Nowhere on this page does it tell anybody that they are finding any sales. The only thing that's consistent between these two is the actual logo itself here with this adorable little bunny. But they're not seeing the deals that were offered in their ad. That's not why they came to this page. Over here on the left is a mock-up that we put together of what they should have done, where you land on the site right here and boom, first thing you see, 20% off Pajamamals, 20% off John Deere. All of these toys that you had seen back here, up to 35% off, you can see right away which ones they are, what your deal is going to be. This is where you expect to land right here. Right here, you can immediately take an action on the specific ad that you wanted to take action on. Now we got to talk about experience. Um, a lot of people have this idea in their head that mobile sites and mobile landing pages are just brochure sites. You know, these apps have cool, rich media and great functionality and all this stuff. And then we come over to a mobile site and it's, it's a fraction of the experience that you get on an app. And there's no reason for that at all. I mean, at this point, we have the ability to create such dynamic and engaging content on mobile web that we can mirror these app experiences. We can give them an experience that does not feel alien and unfamiliar to them, but it's just going to make them feel comfortable as though they're not transitioning away from an app, but just going to a different one. Right here, this is a site we built for Maggie Sotero. They are a dress designer out of the UK. If you haven't heard of them, you will very soon, I'm sure. Well, we built this site right here for them. This is coming from a mobile banner ad, and when users tap on the mobile banner ad, it drops them on this site right here. What we want to do is create an app-like experience. So we built out very familiar elements that people are used to in their apps. You know, these drop-down menus right here where you can navigate the site. Not only does it make it incredibly easy to navigate this site versus, the standard 3 bars that we've been seeing from all these automated mobile site makers all over the place, but this gives you the app experience where you are coming from this app. You don't feel like this is a second class experience. You feel like this is just an extension of what you've been doing. And you can put that all the way throughout your site. The UX functionalities that these apps have are not exclusive to apps. 99% of them now can be done on mobile web, and there's no reason not to be putting these into them. I mean, we put sliders into our sites, accordions, we can put all kinds of cool functionalities that people can come to, and not only can we create experiences that are as good, but even better than these app experiences. And if you have the staff that can put this together, you should be challenging your developers constantly to find that next thing. Find a way to make your sites unique. When Fiddlefly first opened in 2010, we were building template sites. We were building flat brochure sites that were all about a couple of pages. Here's our information. You can get through it. That worked for us for about 6 months in 2010 to 2011. And then we started seeing everybody else doing exactly the same thing. All of a sudden, those sites lost all of their value. The sites that we saw that were succeeding and really, stepping up to the challenge and getting real results were the ones that were pushing the limits and creating new and exciting and unique things. The ones that were challenging the apps as far as quality and as far as functionality, as far as user experience. Those are the sites that were showing real results. So that's what we started doing. We started challenging our developers with creating bigger and better things, and it's not about creating complicated things. It's about creating things that make the experience better and more engaging and easier by using technologies that push the barriers a little bit. So if you have the talent on staff to put it together, by all means, you need to be pushing them to do so. And if you don't, you need to find a partner. I mean, that's why we're here. That's what we do every single day is we have our developers out there trying to find the next thing and the better way to do everything. So take advantage of it. And then, of course, the third thing is convenience. You're trying to give people content that they want. You're trying to give them something that they want to take advantage of. So, the mistake that we see a lot of people making is that they're using their landing pages and their websites as a means to take people away from their apps. And that's not right. What we want to be doing is using your content as a means of giving them something extra while they're using their app. You're definitely going to have people who are finished their app, and that's why they're coming to your content, and that's fine. Now you've got them, and you can take advantage of that and capitalize on that. But you're also more likely going to have people who are using their app and see your particular ad at a random time And if you have engaged them with the ad that you put out there and they tap on it, you want to be able to give them what they tapped on and give them the outcome that they're looking for and then get back to whatever it was they were doing. If you're playing words with friends and you see a mobile banner ad, for a pair of shoes and you tap on that, you want to be able to buy that pair of shoes or learn about that pair of shoes and then go back and play your next word. You don't want to have to go to that site, dig through a catalog, see someone running in those shoes, and then put in your information and then, go through your credit card. You don't want to have to go through all these steps that takes 45 minutes when it could really only take a minute or two to get back to whatever it was you were doing. And we saw an example of this that came up. It was right around Super Bowl time, I believe. And Samsung put out this ad. First of all, they kind of fell in the trap of using mystery. Samsung can pull it off. They're doing okay. People know Samsung. But using mystery on mobile, it's kind of it's an overused practice. People are in action mood. If you are confusing them and you're not telling them exactly what they're getting, more often than not, they're just finding that X and getting rid of your stuff. So you want to be very careful using mystery. But more than that, this was something that Samsung launched within an ESPN score tracking app. And, it's this site that says the next big thing is here. But when you click on this ad that says watch now, you're expecting a video to come up. And then you're expecting to be able to get back to your ESPN app. What actually happens here is when you tap this button, you're taken to Samsung's mobile site where the video is within an iframe there. The video plays, and I believe the video was something like 9 or 10 minutes long. Then you have to dig through the page to find the actual item and make the sale or make the purchase. This is something that is going to do nothing but frustrate people. If you're within this ESPN score tracking app and Samsung is making you leave this page, go watch a long video, and then have more steps to take before you're going to be able to buy anything, it's going to make you want to use Samsung less. It's actually going to hurt the brand. This ad right here very easily could have been something that you could tap, watch a 1 to 2 minute video, or tap and immediately be able to go to a page where you can read the specs on this particular phone that they're advertising and buy it. This is not something that should have to. You're basically making your users work for you. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to create consumers that have to do the work. You want to just offer them the content that they want. Now, we've called this presentation Closing the Gap. And that's an experience gap that's been closed and a philosophical gap that's closing, but it's also a technological gap. Just within the past really just year, the strides that mobile sites themselves have made is tremendous. The things that we can do on mobile sites are, the difference between mobile sites and apps as far as functionality and technology is concerned is minuscule at this point. There's still certainly things that only native apps can do, but almost all of them now revolve around just things that don't require internet connection. Obviously, a browser-based site, you're not going to be able to get your dynamic content if you don't have internet connection. But the fact of the matter really is there that it's becoming almost unheard of to not have a Wi-Fi connection whatsoever. There's very few places that you can go now where there is not an available Wi-Fi connection. And in the next 6 months to a year, that's going to be obsolete almost altogether. It's going to be pretty much you're going to be connected no matter where you are. So, the things that we've already seen being built into mobile sites, things like live feeds. This is something that we built in over a year ago. We've had live feed streaming. You can have social media feeds, RSS feeds. You can have live scores streaming. You can have news streaming. All of these things are no longer app necessary. This is something that you can build right onto a browser-based site. Same thing with GPS. We don't need to tap into the phone's native capabilities to use the GPS functionality. That's all browser-based now. We can just link right up to Google Maps or whatever service you'd like to use. We can find your precise location and use your GPS on a browser-based site. That's not an app situation anymore. And there's a couple of other things like AR, augmented reality. they're kind of the final frontiers. But even as far as 6 months back, there were companies that were experimenting with AR in terms of browser-based sites, and that's already in practice. And we just saw this actually, this Chrome experiment came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and it was one of the final sort of things that the apps had over the browser was the use of the gyroscope within the phone. And the Chrome experiments, if you don't know what they are, Chrome challenges our developers to come up and push the limits and create these very cool experiences that really just test, you know, what are the new things that we can do with this technology. And they've been doing just awesome, amazing things on mobile over the past year or so. Um, and so what they did a couple weeks ago is they put out this really, really cool, very simple game that basically allowed you to visit this mobile site from your phone and sync up your mobile phone with your desktop device. And then basically, what it does is it turns your mobile phone into a controller. Now, using the gyroscope within the phone, you can tilt your phone in any direction, and this ball will react and will move. And these two pieces of technology are now synced up using the gyroscope within the phone. Now, this is a very simple seeming game, but this is something that's a big, big step in terms of mobile technology. And this is me playing. You can see I'm not particularly talented, but this is something that it's kind of a huge leap situation for us, and it's just kind of showing you that this gap is become minuscule. We've gotten to a place now where it's no longer a question of if we can find solutions to these types of problems. It's just when. It's a matter of when, and it's not also when I die, which is right now. Um, so this is no longer an issue of apps being miles and miles ahead of browser-based sites in terms of technology and functionality. It's a matter of of inches at this point. There's no reason to be creating mobile sites that let that experience fall off the table. Be pushing all the time. Find that next thing. Find a way to make your site unique and interesting and engaging. And don't be one of these companies that's okay with just checking a box off the list and having a mobile site. Have a mobile site that creates real outcomes. Have a mobile site that keeps people around and engages them, and build an experience that people want to come back to. I mean, when you get people coming from an app to your site, you're looking for an immediate outcome. You're looking for either a sale or someone to sign up, or for someone to give you their information, whatever it is. You're looking for something immediate, but you're also looking to create an experience that they are going to want to come back to. When someone lands on your site and sees that you are just like everybody else, then that's out of their head immediately. And when they need your product, they're still going to be going back and searching. But if you give them an experience that immediately shows them something different, something new, something engaging, then even if they don't purchase right there, the next time they're in the market for whatever it is that you're selling, you're going to be at the top of their mind and you're going to be the first one they come to. So that leads us into how can we help? Here at Fiddlefly, we do these presentations. We do them for you guys, but we also do them for ourselves. Um, because what we really want is we want to create an atmosphere where the mobile web is a more informed market, and the people creating content for mobile are doing so in a better and more effective way. So like we said at the beginning, we have a big diverse demographic of different kinds of businesses and different kinds of people on this call. And if you're a designer or if you have designers and you're doing work for yourself or for your company, you know, put these tips into practice. You know, get out there, try out the things we're saying, and test everything. Always track and test and see what's working. And if you just want to come to us and talk about ideas that you've had or get our opinion on content you've created, please, by all means. We only do this because we really, really genuinely love mobile. This is what we do, and this is what we do all day, every day. We love to talk with other creative people about this kind of stuff. And if you're a marketer or an agency rep or a business owner, if you're doing this and you're building content for clients or for, even if you're doing it for your own business, come talk to us if you're looking for a partner. We partner up with a lot of agencies that are doing just incredible, awesome work for their clients. But when it comes to the mobile side of things, they just don't have the time, or the capital, or the team in place to be able to do these kind of things and to put the same level of creativity and vision and execution into the mobile side of things. Mobile becomes an afterthought, and that shouldn't be the case. Everything should be mobile first at this point. But if you don't have the time to be mobile first, we do. So come talk to us. We'll see if we can help you. And we're also not going to bullshit you. If you come to us and you're not in our wheelhouse, we're going to help you find someone who is. We have partners all over the country, all over the world that are doing things in mobile, and we want to find people who fit what we do, and we want to find teams that need us. Um, so come talk to us. Like I said, we're always here. That's the only reason we put this company together. The fact of the matter is, our only mission is to help you succeed in the mobile space. Uh, we don't succeed in the mobile space if you don't succeed in the mobile space. We want to help people create better, more effective, more engaging things so that we can move on to bigger and better things along with you guys. So that's going to wrap things up here for the education portion of this. I want to really thank you guys. We had a lot of people stick around and everything. I hope that, we gave you some good information that you guys can put into practice right away. And again, please, please don't hesitate to call us. We are always here to help you out, whether it's a partnership or advice or more education. We want to talk. We want to talk to you guys. So again, thank you. We're going to go ahead and launch into the Q&A section right now. We've had questions flowing in throughout this whole presentation. I believe a couple of you have been alerted that we're going to go ahead and unmute you. So let's go to that right now.